You can't trust a car salesman.
And you use the word shyster because of the stereotypes that exist in the industry.
A lot of the times you see the manager who's behind the desk all the time or behind the glass wall and, who is this guy?
Most places will tell you what you want to hear to make you buy what they want you to buy.
There's dealerships out there that show X amount off of the price of a vehicle just to get you through the door. And once you get through the door, you don't qualify for all those rebates.
That's not happening here. There's no sort of bait and switch.
Shouting, games, gimmicks, it just isn't transparent.
If you want to see what we're looking at and the numbers that we're looking at, we'll show you.
I had a customer the other day that's bought 10 cars at another dealership and never even met the owner, and this is the first one he bought here from me, and he met 2 of our owners and he just thought it was awesome.
The managers here are more in tune with what you're doing. They introduce themselves to your customers.
We get involved immediately right from the start.
The sales process has been the same for 30, 40 years. We really have a process that will cut the time almost in half.
This is something that has to feel right. It has to be something that they're comfortable with.
Principles are very, very simple. It's about relationships.
If I or the general sales team was to take advantage of you, Dan Bokan, the owner of this place, will walk us right out of here.
Integrity is everything, especially in a business that I think has been marred for a long time.
When I first came here for an interview, everything completely changed my opinion of a car dealership.
It means a lot to try and change what people think of a car salesman.
We have had great success in hiring local people.
Local people that have never worked in the car business before.
We're here to become part of the community.
When I got interviewed here from the Bokan family, I knew it was the right thing to do.
My friend Frank told me how wonderful it is to work for the Bokans. Come out of retirement and sell cars again.
These people know the community. They're not set in their salesman ways.
I really have had great respect for the people of this community.
It's a whole nother ballgame.
I moved up here and I wanted to be part of this.
What's the secret?
The secret?
At Bokan,
you can.
You absolutely can.
Ever since I can remember, he really wanted to have his own dealership.
My wife and I, we sat down and talked about it and said, either we're going to be successful and do well or we're going to be living in a van down by the river.
It was really difficult, and there were tears from both of us.
She's my rock, she's who I lean on.
For me, the best thing to do is to be a really good sounding board and just to really listen.
I said, if I ever get to the point where I own my own car dealership, I'm not going to be one of those typical dealers that's untouchable, sits in a mausoleum type office.
Some people sit behind a desk, and that's usually the last place that you'll find them.
If I'm outside shoveling snow, they're right there beside you. They have no problem jumping in, getting their hands dirty, just like the rest of us.
I don't look at just the employee. I look at that I'm responsible not only for them, but I'm responsible for their whole family and their livelihood and who they are and what opportunities they have.
My kids have to come first. I'm a single mom. It meant a lot to me that they still hired me knowing that I wouldn't be able to get here until 8:30.
We're all in this together. We're one big family here.
My father was in the industry. I watched the way he handled himself. I watched the success that he had. My father's been my biggest influence.
I always told Dan and I always told the kids, I said, be honest and upfront all the time. Because if you're honest, you never have to worry about what you said.
Rick is hands down the best fixed operations person that I've ever been around, and I'm not saying that just because he's my brother.
Growing up, it was Dan and I. We were always together, so he saw everything that I got in trouble for and said, okay, I'm not going to do that, so.
His mechanical background started in the Navy.
He's pretty much, you either do it right or you don't do it at all.
He was a jet engine mechanic, a helicopter mechanic.
He really puts a lot of pressure on himself to do things right.
So I understand that things are going to happen and things are not going to get diagnosed properly the first time, or things are going to break. My big core thing to these guys is, you don't have to hide that stuff. Be upfront, we fix it, we move on.
I would not recommend my mother to take her vehicle anywhere else but here.
You have 2 guys, Dan Bokan and Chris Grant, who have been in the business for a while and kind of know all the nooks and crannies.
We want people to feel like they're part of the family.
It's funny, they call Chris my work wife. It's a connection that comes along every once in a while in your lifetime.
He is a gentle giant in the sense that he holds people accountable but wants the best for people.
I think what separates us more than anything is the transparency.
Chris is a guy I don't question. I don't question what his decisions are going to be.
All three of them have been in the car business for a very long time, so they know the ins and outs. They want to do a good job. They want to get people good deals. They want to make sure the service is spot on, and they want people to come back.
We want this to be known as a good and fair place to do business, and a place that you can just come hang out and say hi to the people here.
There's one guy that's in here all the time, and he's actually, I think he's renamed himself a Bokan.
It's working together, working for a common goal.
I could be walking down the street, somebody's gonna recognize me, say hi. It's just a real nice feeling, especially when you know that you've treated people right.
Been in the car business since 1977. There's nothing more rewarding than delivering a car when they got great smiles on their faces and said, hey, this was a good experience.
We're all about making the deal and doing whatever it takes to try to earn your business.
We really strive to send another Bokan plate down the road.
I live in East Fairfield. I'm going home up 36 the other night, and coming towards me, not one, not two, but three, but 4 Bokan plates in a row coming the other way. That's the word on the street.
People are like, oh, you work at Bokan? Oh, you can.
At Bokan, you can.
At Bokan, you can.
You can do it. Yes, you can.
We all can.
Anybody really can.
You have my word on that.
At Bokan.
At Bokan.
You can.
Bokan, you can.
At Bokan,
You can get a great deal.
All right, I guess the secret's out.
At Bokan,
You can.